What's happening, family? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with my people. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the Jbt community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Al Booger. What's up, AB? Mike Masick. What's up, Mike? Salute to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Box Historian. This is the Monday afternoon edition. I told y'all Friday. I'll be back Monday in a couple hours, and here I am. If it's Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock, it's the Box Historian, and that's me, your friendly neighborhood box historian. How's everybody doing this Monday afternoon? Starting off another week. Big weekend of boxing. And had some boxing this morning. And I saw the monster on the mat. He's not this big invincible guy that ESPN plays him out to be. He got the job done, but I saw him on the mat. So that was that. They talking. I hear a lot of talk about this monster going up in Tank matchup. That Tank, if that was Tank's left hand, it would have been over. Mike Grimm in the building. What's up, Mike Grimm? How are you? Started on this Monday afternoon. Another week of the box story coming straight at you. Let's preview this week, first of all, what we got. I got a big week planned for you. Let's take a look at it right quick. Of course, today is the Jbt Panel Discussion, okay? Coming straight off the weekend and the fights. I'm going to put the link in about 2:30, and anybody's welcome to come and chop it up until 4 o'clock for the last hour and a half of the show. A lot to talk about, I think. Canelo, their experience was just too much for Jaime. Jaime tried. I got to give Jaime props because he was coming in and did his thing, but Canelo was just too much. You know, that man going on 70 fights, so, you know. Jaime had 43 fights, but he had never been in there with nobody near Canelo, so, you know. But, yeah, today is the JBT Panel Discussion, and tomorrow is going to be about ring generalship, okay? What is ring generalship? How does a boxer improve his ring generalship? And then we're going to talk about some of the best ring generals. You know, some of the fighters that showed the best ring generalship in there, you know. Like Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Willie Pep, you know, those guys. I'm even going to use Lomachenko. I don't usually use current fighters, but Lomachenko is such a good ring general. I'm even going to include him in it tomorrow, you know. And then Wednesday's going to be defense. I'm going to look at defense in boxing. And, you know, talk about defense and some of the best defensive boxers, you know, like Floyd again, Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep again. Those are my top 3 defensive fighters. Floyd, Pernell Whitaker, and Willie Pep. So we're going to do that Wednesday. There's Let's Talk Fashion. I can't find the list that Let's Talk Fashion gave me about potential shows. So, yeah. I was hoping he would email it to me again. But what's up, Let's Talk Fashion? AKA Remo. Hashtag JBT. How are you today? And I was trying to do one of your shows, Wednesday. Okay. But anyway, Thursday is going to be okay. You emailed. I didn't even check. Ain't nothing crazy. The one I can't find it. Check your email, Cass. Duh. We're gonna have something coming up Wednesday from Let's Talk Fashion. Following the episode of Let's Talk Fashion, we're gonna have one of his ideas. I'll let you know tomorrow what it is. That's Wednesday. Defense to be next week. Well, defense might be Thursday. Or I had when I did the shows on different countries, I did Mexico, the Philippines, Cuba, Puerto Rico, United States, but I didn't do Japan. I was going to do a history of Japan on Thursday, but I might do the defense show on Thursday, okay? And Friday is the profile. It's going to be Salvador Sanchez this week. Just amazing career, Salvador Sanchez, he's legendary in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and guess what? His career was cut short at 23 years old, not even nowhere near his prime. And he's still arguably the best featherweight ever. Just think if this man had went into his prime and up into his 30s, there would be no argument. He would be the best featherweight ever, hands down. Guys like Willie Pepper and those guys wouldn't have a say in the situation. That's amazing. Career. Had a fatal accident, life cut short at 23, still legendary. International Boxing Hall of Famer, Salvador Sanchez. That's Friday. That's by request of Trump. Not Trump, Trump. Tromp. He'll probably be here Thursday. Friday. But yeah, man, I'm going to drop the link at 2:30, and we're going to talk about this weekend because good fights. Good card, too. Stanionis looked good for a guy that's been out of the ring since 23? 22. I don't think he fought in 23. Looked real good. Barrios. I would like to see Barrios versus Stanionis next. What y'all think about that? Barrios versus Stanionis next. That's what I would like to see. I can't call it right now. But if I had to take a pick right now, I don't know. I can't call it right now. That is a very intriguing fight. I hope it's not hard to make neither, because both of those guys want all the smoke, and I see them fight. I hope it's next, and then the winner fight the winner of Boots and Cody Crowley, because as soon as Bud drops those belts, wait a minute, I think Stanionis is now the WBA regular champion, because I think I'm not sure. I think they said that Saturday. He was interim. Barrios is still an interim WBC, I believe. WBA or WBC. D for the win in the building. Salute D for the win. But I would like to see those two fight because they're going to be the next WBA and WBC champions. So fight, unify. That would be a good fight. What y'all think about that? Mario Barrios versus Emantas Stanionis. I can't call it right now. I would have to lean towards Stanionis starting out. Yeah. Because he don't mind getting hit. You see him Saturday? He has one of them Canelo chin. He don't mind getting hit. He'll take 3 to give 1. But that one, because the guy was hitting him Saturday, but that one, Stanionis punches had much more substance to them. And if I had to pick between him and Barrios, make an early pick, I would have to pick Stanionis. Yeah, I had to pick Stanionis. But anybody have any ideas for shows or anybody you want to profile? Just, let me know. Put it in the chat. Is it in there? Put it in the chat. Remo, we're going to have to make a t-shirt about that or something. Put it in the chat. Yeah. But yeah, put it in the chat. If you have an idea about a show or somebody you want profiled one Friday. Because this Friday is Salvador Sanchez, and that was a request from Trump. Tromp. He might be along today. He'll probably be here Friday because I told him his profile was coming up. But yeah, man, great card. And this morning, good card. And what's the referee's name that did the Yeah, brother. Maloney, one of the Maloney brothers fight, and I forgot the Japanese kid's name, but he did a terrible job. Steve something. The one his eyes go in different directions, you know. Now, he took a point for a low blow from the Japanese guy. And then ESPN went back and showed it during the face-off when he was showing him where it was legal. The punch the Japanese guy landed was above where he put his hand out on his trunk originally. So I don't know what he was doing. You know, Maloney had his short pulled damn near up into his chest. And the man clearly, when he was showing him what was legal before the fight, put his hand below where the guy hit him at. And then the guy hit him there numerous times after that. They didn't call it. And then one round, Maloney's corner, they wasted some water on the mat. And the Japanese kid slipped in it and almost fell. And this referee still didn't make him wipe it up. I can't remember. It's Steve something. And he's normally a very good referee, but he just wasn't with it this morning, man. I don't know what was wrong with him. Yeah. He's the one that told the guy it was legal to hit in that spot. Then he take a point from him. That was crazy. And he kept stopping him. I don't know what was wrong with him this morning. His name was Steve something. Just Do Boxing, the voice in the building. What's up, Just Do? You know the referee, African-American guy. His eyes are kind of funny, like, you know. I can't think of his name, but it's Steve something. But he did a terrible job this morning, man. And then the guy almost slipped in the water they waste over there in Maloney's corner, you know, in the ring where he sits at when he took the stool out. The guy almost slipped when they were doing the round, and he still didn't stop and wipe the water up. That was good and crazy. And then I was telling my wife, I was like, ESPN showed it before the fight. He put his hand and said, above, this is legal, and the guy hit him and they take a point from him. It was crazy. I don't know what was wrong with him. Maybe he had a drink before the fight or something. Because normally he's a very good referee. Very good. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Ant McQueen in the building. The link going in about 5 minutes, fellas. This is Jbt Panel Discussion Day, and the whole show is going to be chopping it up. Why don't I just put it in now? Why wait 5 minutes? I'm going to put the link in now. Because you know what Mondays is. But salute to Ant McQueen and Bruce Gas. We got a lot to talk about, I think. Great cards this weekend. Canelo, Jaime. Jaime looked kind of sharp to me too, you know. But Canelo just had too much experience, man. But I give Jaime props. I thought he did a good job in there, man. But you know, he was in there with a veteran, almost 70, going on 70 fights, and you know. Just was a little too much for him, you know. But the stage wasn't too big. The lights wasn't too bright for Jaime. I don't think that was it. It was just Canelo's experience. Yeah. So salute to Jaime Munguia. Because I always said he was in that Golden Boy Protection Program, but no, he's a good fighter. He showed it. I got him being a world champion there at 68. When Canelo dropped the belt, so get the hell out the damn way. But he did fight Jaime, so hey. Salute to Canelo, too. I'm putting the link in there. Because he did a good job. It was a good fight, a good card. Melanin Queen 27 in the building. Oh. Am I seeing things? Yeah, Melanin Queen 27. Good afternoon. How are you? I had scrolled up too far. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports. Working on this link. This is Jbt Panel Discussion. I did have it on Thursday. I don't know why. It should have always been Monday, right? Right after the fights. With a good card this morning. Anybody know that referee's name that did the Maloney brothers fight? The one that took the point from the guy for hitting low when before the fight he had put his hand down below and told the guy it was okay to hit in that spot. Remember? ESPN showed it. Let me get this link in here. And took the point from the guy. And then the guy hit him in that spot a couple more times. He said nothing. And he's Steve Willis. Steve Willis. Usually an excellent referee, but I don't know what was wrong with him today. Maybe he had a drink or something over there in Japan, you know. If he looked at it as a vacation and vacated too hard or something, I don't know. He just wasn't with it today. He did a terrible job. You remember the water on the mat? The Japanese kid slipped in it, and Steve Willis still didn't stop the fight and wipe the water up. Yeah, man, what is wrong with you? But all in all, a great weekend. And we got Lomachenko and Kambosos coming up this weekend coming up. Yeah. This is the 11th, right? And we are just card after card after card after card after card coming up. Boxing fans like a kid in a candy store right now. 10 kids in there. Pro Box Week. Oh man. Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah, we did have Pro Box last week. Pro Box Week too. We are living large. I don't know what to do with myself. And I can think we can safely, we was asking the question, can 24 top 23? I think we can safely answer that question, yes. Okay. Just looking at what we've had and what we've got coming up, yes. 24 will top 23. When is the Tyson Fury and Usyk? I forgot all about that. You got that too. Duval and Beterbiev, man. I was looking forward to that one. Damn. That got canceled. Beterbiev has a history of injury, though. The man is old, I guess. I don't know. But I was looking forward to that one. That was going to be one of the better fights of the summer, of the year. Here comes the link. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Here it comes. StreamYard. Oh, yes. Oh, hold on for 1 minute. I think, no, that doesn't belong in there. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Okay. The link is in there. Anybody want to come chop it up, talk about these fights we had, talk about what's coming up, talk about the weather, talking about how bad I'm doing, how good I'm doing, whatever. Let's talk about it. It's Jbt Panel Discussion Day. But how's everybody doing this Monday? We starting off another week. Was there a hangout this morning? I was looking for it. I didn't see it. On Mike Tyson and the Ghost of Agent Ronan will be fighting. Don't AB have one coming up? I think AB has something coming up, don't he? Yeah. Against somebody, I forgot. Who is AB fighting? I knew he had a fight coming up. But yeah, just a great card. Then we got the Saturday. Tim Bradley was saying the Maloney brothers should have waited, been on the card next week in his home. But then I agreed with something Tim Bradley said, and that's scary. It wouldn't have mattered where that fight was at. But oh man, Maloney almost got him out of there at the end. Remember in the 12th? If he would have had like 10 more seconds, because just before that bell rang, that guy was about ready to drop. I mean, he dominated the entire fight, but Maloney caught him with something in that 12th round, late in the 12th, and almost got him up out of there. Man, that was crazy. But he didn't get it done. Ran out of time. I'd say just like 5 more seconds, because he was ready to drop when that bell rang. Yes, he was. But his brother's on the card. He could have been on Loma's card in Australia. But he wanted to if he won that one, he wanted to challenge Takuma in a way, the Monster's brother, for unification. So I guess he wanted to, get acclimated to fighting over there in Japan or something. But he lost his title. Yep. And that was that. But he almost got him in that last round. Oh, Cobbs. Right. That's who AB is fighting. Blair Cobbs. Yeah. Those press conferences are going to be fun. Both of those guys are entertaining. Yeah. I'm definitely watching that one. Then we had the Tank and Frank press conference. Was that Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. Everybody saying Frank was shook or whatever. He shouldn't have looked at the phone, and he shouldn't have let Tank whisper in his ear neither. I wouldn't have if I was getting ready to fight him. No. And looked like his team was trying to pull him back when he was going to look at the phone, but he pulled away and went over there anyway. And looked at it. He was there. I think Tank was showing him the sparring, right? He was there. Why did he need to look at it on the phone? That was crazy. But I think it'll be a halfway decent fight. Ant says the ghost of Adrian Broner is hilarious. I think it'll be a halfway decent fight. What I'm going to do is I found this nice article about the a short history of boxing in the United States. It's a pretty good piece. I'm going to go over that. I didn't really have anything planned for today. This is the panel day, but always got a backup plan. Got to have a backup plan. But it's Monday through Friday, 2:00. It's the Box Story. That's me, your friendly neighborhood box story. Old School in the building. What's up, William? Old School, all right? The link is in there for anybody that's interested. This is Jbt Panel Discussion Day. What's up, Old School? The weather bad down there in New Orleans? I know Old School usually comes in when the weather's bad down there and chop it up. Old School keeps the chat going along. Old School always got something. What do you think about Mario Barrios and Emantas Stanionis, Old School? Huh? Oh, okay. I didn't see that miss in there. I seen Cass Sports salute Queen. Cass salute Queen. I see Miss Cass salute Queen. Okay. Damn, Old School, you scared me for a minute then. Oh, the wind is blowing 20 miles away. Oh yeah, you definitely can't go up there in that. Wow. It was a little windy up here yesterday. Beautiful today. Supposed to be 80. Springtime is here. Mother's Day is Sunday. Yep. Happy Mother's Day, Melanin Queen 27. If you're a mother, happy early Mother's Day. Okay. Hope the link should be correct. But yeah, I got a short history of boxing in the United States. And we got Lomachenko, Kambosos this weekend. I got Loma in that one. Loma still got enough left to wash George Kambosos. Yeah. Wasn't for T.O., we wouldn't know anything about Kambosos. T.O. went in and let the man take his 3 belts from him. And Kambosos got famous. Other than that, he could still be the C-level guy that we know nothing about. There's Aunt McQueen. Let me see. Where's my cursor at? Where's my cursor? Let me get this out the way. What's up, Aunt McQueen?
What's going on with you, man? What's going on?
Oh, not too much. Just another day of Cash Sports. And my supporters out there. What's up with you? I know you enjoyed the this weekend.
Chilling. Oh yeah. It was a great weekend.
Yes, it was. And more to come.
Trying to prep myself mentally for tonight's game.
Oh yeah.
Yep, game 1 of the semifinal. Let's go Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks look like they're trying to do something this year. But they got like hopefully 2 more series to get to the finals. 2 more, right?
But they got to get through Indiana first to make it to the conference finals.
That's true. Who got the home court in that one?
The Knicks do. They were the 2 seed this year. Yeah, they were the 2 seed behind Boston.
Behind Boston, yeah. Boston is tough.
Super.
Might come down to them in the Knicks.
But right now, Boston's looking a little bit vulnerable. You know, Porzingis had that injury, so.
Yeah, I know. That was a bad one.
Yep.
Yeah, when they got him, I was when they got him from the Wizards, I was giving them the title. That was a good move there. What you think about that fight I was talking about, Barrios and Stanionis?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna have to take Barrios in that one, man.
You take Barrios? Yeah. I couldn't call it out to lead Stanionis early, but I don't know. Barrios is looking good, man.
Yeah, he's looking sharp. The only thing about Barrios that concerns me, to be honest with you, the biggest concern that I have for him is that he tends to like bruise, swell, because I thought he had won that fight against Maidana pretty convincingly. I thought he was pretty clean.
Yeah.
He landed more shots throughout, but his eye was closed up.
I know.
Seen that fight?
That was
with
crazy.
Keith Thurman, his face was looking all swelled up, so he
was in bad shape
with that, with the swelling and everything.
Yeah, that could be a concern because he looked like the worst. He got the worst out of it, but he really did kind of dominate the fight. But his eye was in bad shape. That thing was almost closed. You see the fight this morning?
It was closed up, man. It was closed up, his eye. But between him and Stanionis, I would have to give it to Barrios. I think that Barrios, he's really coming into his own as far as his skill, his technique, and how to apply himself and his tools. That like the one thing I really liked about that performance is that he fought tall and he used his range. Mm-hmm. A lot of times you see a lot of taller fighters in this day and age, and they kind of forfeit their height.
I know.
Or they don't have the feet necessary, you know, or the coordination necessary to really maximize their physical dimensions.
Yeah.
Like my guy Fundora. Fundora is tall as hell, but he's always fighting on the inside. Dude is like 6'5".
I know.
Like, if you don't stay your lanky self out there, man, and just work that jab and put the straight left hand behind it or something.
Yeah. They say he got bad eyes or something. That's what I heard something about him. Yeah.
So, but I also heard that at one point he was 5'7" and he had this massive growth spurt. So I think that also plays a part in it too.
Yeah.
He probably got accustomed to fighting a certain way from being 5'7", and then the growth spurt hasn't quite adjusted yet. Because even if you see the way he moves, like on his feet, he kind of moves like a baby giraffe. Like,
I know. Yeah.
He's not too quick on his feet, not too light on his feet. But Barrios he looks pretty damn sharp. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like the way he's putting his punches together. Like, he'll work the jab and he'll start layering his offense, hooking off the jab, shooting a little uppercut off the jab. Like, he's doing some really good things. And the one thing we've seen with Stanionis is he prefers to lock horns. Like, he comes straight to the inside. He don't jab his way in.
He don't mind getting hit, that's for sure.
No,
he just walked right in the door. Like, I don't care what's coming at me, I'm coming in.
I think that could be problematic for him.
Yeah.
Not just him just getting hurt, but also, here's the other thing. Even if the guy don't hurt you, the name of the game is scoring points.
He's scoring. So, that's right.
Yeah, so.
Yep, Stanionis gets hit. He just walks right in there. He loves
and that guy that he was in there this past weekend, he gave him a stiff little challenge, man. And he didn't really have a crazy output like that. Yeah.
I love that
fight. Good fight.
Yeah. That was the first or second one. Figueroa. And I forgot the guy Figueroa fought already.
I think it was Magdaleno, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Magdaleno. He got him with the body shot, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. That was terrific, man. That body shot. I'm not going to lie to you. When that fight began, you know, the first leg of the fight, man, I thought my guy was going to get outboxed. Something crazy. Because the dude was
doing all right.
Well from the outside, and he was setting traps, using lateral movement, getting him to getting the reach and overcommit, and he was just tagging him.
Yes, he was.
But eventually Figueroa got to him. He found his way on the inside and was just beating him up. It was a brawl after that.
He have a way of making it his fight. It don't matter who he in there with.
Yep.
He have a way of making it his type of fight every time. Cool Boy fought him like that and beat him, remember?
Yep. It was a similar fight.
Yeah.
A lot of languishing on the ropes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Barrios is getting better old school. Yeah. Improving every time I see him. I like that about him. Yeah. And he's got a very good resume too. Didn't Staniotis become like the regular WBC champion, whatever belt he has? I thought they said that.
No, I think that's actually my guy Barrios. He was the interim. He was the
I knew it was one of them.
So.
Yeah, I knew it was one of the two. Either him or Stanionis.
I know Stanionis is in one of those rankings. I can't remember which one he's in, but he's pretty high on one of those.
Yeah, I get them
sanctioning bodies.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see them fight. That would be a logical next opponent for each of them, you know? Stanionis and Barrios. What's up? Let's talk fashion.
Hello, gentlemen. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Just another day at the boxing office, boxing headquarters.
Man, you guys are in for a treat this weekend. We had a whole lot of boxing.
This weekend what passed or coming up?
That just passed. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
yes, it was. Wasn't it another card Saturday too? Besides the Canelo card? I didn't see it, but I thought it was.
That was Friday. They had a DAZN card on Friday. Truck Simpson made his return to the ring.
Yeah, Truck.
Yeah. I knew it was another one this weekend.
Making light works of his night. I did notice that.
Yeah.
He big
Remo. I was about to say that. I remember you said that before the fight had even came on, before he came to the ring, he was saying something about it being big. And when he got into the ring, I said, damn, like, Truck, man. I'd like to see them get him down to like 160 or something like that, but that's just me being selfish. Because he did look kind of bulky in there, you know what I mean? Like, he looked like a damn running back, kind of.
Yeah.
What is Truck fighting at? 160?
That last fight was at 168. I don't know where they're going to have him campaigning, but he's just coming off of a shoulder surgery, so.
Oh, yeah.
And leg and foot injury.
Damn, Truck. Wow.
He a big dude, though. It's not like he carrying it was fat, though. It's like he's a muscular dude. He got big shoulders. Like, even like his legs is big as hell. I don't know how much you could shred off of that frame right there. He's Muslim too. He's Muslim too, so he probably went to Ramadan as well.
That's a good point.
What y'all think about this morning? Fights.
Man, that guy needed about one more round, man, or just maybe like 30 more seconds. That guy was ready to quit.
Yes, he was.
Not quit, but I think he had nothing left. Like, he just was gassed.
No,
he was super gassed. You see how many times he looked up at the clock? He was swinging though.
just as the bell rung, I thought it was on the way down for a minute there.
You ain't see how he hung his head over the ropes when he was done? He said, "Oh, thank the gods."
Yeah.
That was a good fight, though.
Yeah, it was. He pulled it out. And Louis Neary, the monster went down.
I just want to keep it on Maloney for a second. Both Maloney's, him and Andrew. Them dudes are always in a tough fight.
Yeah.
The both of them, man. I'm like, these guys are some dogs. Like, win, lose, or draw, these dudes are coming from the scrum.
Always.
Yeah. My guy was fighting till the end last year, Andrew. Then he got closed out in walk-off fashion by Jbt Nakatani in that 12th round. But my man was like busted up, eyes swollen. He was just looking a mess, but he just kept fighting. And his coaches wanted to actually stop the fight around the 10th or something like that. But he was like, nah, I want to keep fighting. And he ended up getting knocked out cold in the 12th. But I give that guy so much credit, him and his brother, for the way they fought. Like, because, you know, you guys are spot on. You got a little bit more time in that last round.
That would have been
probably
it.
could have messed around and stopped on old boy, man.
I think he would have.
Do not quit.
He looked like he was ready to go. I seen him ready to go.
He was. I think the other one fights Saturday on Loma's card too. Andrew, because that was Jason this morning, I believe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder what was the difference in pay, because they said he could have just went on home and fought that fight. So I wonder what that was about. I wonder if they gave probably the government probably gave him some extra money over there to come to Japan.
And plus, they said he wanted to. If he won, he was going to try to unify with Monster's little brother, and that would have probably been in Japan. So maybe he wanted to, you know, get a fight in over there first too. They said that's had something to do with it too. But he lost his belt, so that's out the window now.
If that was the case, that was a poor calculation.
They just mentioned that, but that's water under the bridge now. The belt is gone. Absolutely. What's up, old school?
What's happening?
Oh, not too much. Another day at the boxing headquarters, that's all.
I totally forgot about that fight coming on overnight or early this morning.
Yeah, it was early too. I just caught the
last. I wound up looking for Jay this morning and didn't know he was still sick, and then caught KQ, and I got to listen to him call the fight. So
Jay is sick?
Yeah, he took a day off.
Said something about going to get his blood pressure checked. It was something. I don't know.
Yeah, he was on last night, right?
Yeah,
okay. We did. Okay.
I said, man, take the day off, man. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
We'll take it easy, you know. He said they just changed his medication, so you need to start getting some brass and change the little things here and there. So I said, man, just take it easy, you know.
Yeah.
We got enough talent. We got enough talent on the network that can keep it going.
Yeah, we're gonna hold him down.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course.
Let's see, he'll probably be on tonight, you know, with his second show, I guess.
No, I told him to take it off totally today.
The entire day. Okay, I got you.
We got enough sport. We got enough talk that could banter that could continue, you know what I mean? Throughout tomorrow. We got enough conversation carried out.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. What about the Canelo fight? What did everybody think about that one?
Yes, I
think Canelo's getting old.
I like what I've seen from Canelo, man. He fought at a pace, and he added a few more layers too, because he was literally standing right in front of the dude, and he was rolling with some of the shit, but then he was giving to him. His uppercut sneaky as shit.
Ooh.
Them uppercuts, they were stunning him because they was coming from a defensive stand, and then he was turning it over into offense, and the guy wasn't prepared for that to be coming back at him. And every time he hit him with the uppercut, he was catching a flush all up in the breadbasket.
Yeah, that first time Jaime was he trapped Jaime. Jaime thought he was doing so well with Canelo on those ropes, and I was telling my wife, "You better watch yourself."
Yeah,
and that's he got him in trouble. That first one was beautiful, man.
I was telling BN. I was telling BN after he did a live afterwards, and I told him, I said, the fact that Canelo's knees or legs, whatever, are killing him, and they're getting old, whatever. Seems to me, I think maybe that took a little bit off his punches, which is why he didn't get Jaime out of it. Because younger Canelo would have put Jaime out of there.
Yeah, probably would have.
But he's younger though. There's a difference though. Like, you know what I mean? You're saying two different things. He's young, but he's not young. Younger.
Yeah.
But that's a young kid with, you know.
You got a lot
of
fights.
But look, how many is he up to? 60 something.
Yeah,
that takes a lot of toll on your body, bro. I mean, all that training for all them years. And Canelo's gym rat. He never leaves the gym. He is always in training. Even when he didn't got a fight lined up, he's training. That shit takes its toll on your body.
I think that was number 66. 66 fight.
I think he learned to manipulate his pace now. You don't have to go. You don't have to go at a brutal, lay it all out on the line pace. You know, he wait till he started to make the young kid feel a little comfortable. He's a veteran at this point in time,
yeah.
And he knows.
That's
what he
did.
I start putting my paws on him, and now he's a little gassed. I don't have to use as much energy to get to him.
And he stood up between rounds. Canelo was standing up in the corner between rounds.
Systematic breakdown. I like what I seen. Honest with you. And like somebody was saying the other day, I think it was the day of the hangout on Sunday. Canelo's not a big dude, so like.
No,
that's a small dude.
Came from welterweight, right?
Yeah, that was me talking about that the other day, Remo, because I was like, we be forgetting that this dude came from 147. Like he's been campaigning at 168 for a little minute, but the dude is like 5'7" and a half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's short for 168, yeah.
Because the
BM was saying it all.
Astounding. Like when you seen him and Jaime Munguia, it was astounding. The size. Yo, Jaime was so much bigger than him.
Yeah.
Crazy.
BM was saying that Canelo's gonna fight Jamal Charlo next. I heard Jamal was retiring.
They just had some kind of news report with Turkey trying to make Canelo and who was it, Crawford in like December or January or something like that. I can see that happening though. It's a good what you call those crossroads? Good crossroad. Yeah. They both kind of old. I think Crawford.
You went out, Remo.
Only chance I think Crawford's got is maybe outpointing Canelo, because he sure in the hell ain't gonna knock him out.
Hell no. Canelo got to have an opponent for September too, because he fights on that holiday in September.
That dude got a cinder block chin.
And Crawford, yeah. But I can see him fighting in September and Crawford, in December or January or something,
Canelo's got a fantastic chin for sure. I do think that there's a possibility that Bud may be able to buzz him though, because of the type of shots that he lands. The type of shots that he lands, we don't really see people attempt to throw on Canelo too often. Like more often than not, when he's getting touched, there's things that he's able to see. Like you don't really see too many guys trying to punch in between his punches. They usually go after him while he's on the defensive. And in addition to having a really good chin, I think that Canelo is one of the better fighters currently at rubbernecking, like anticipating the punch and rolling some of the steam off. Because a lot of times where it looks like he's getting hit clean, he really is. Yeah. Like he's turning his head at the very last second, taking so much of that steam off, just riding the momentum. He's fantastic at that. But the one thing about him, though, I think that fighting Bud, he's going to have to take some of the fat off of his shots that he typically throws against most other guys. I think that Bud could be able to hit him with something in between. And it doesn't always have to be on the chin either. That's the other thing about Canelo. You don't really see too many people try to go to his body either. And there's definitely a route to that. I'll say this. One thing, after rewatching the fight with Jamel Charlo, which I didn't understand that Jamel didn't do. Okay. Yeah, Jamel Charlo. in that fight, there were a couple of moments where Canelo stepped forward and he was in the high guard, and Jamel framed him up using his forearm, and he stabbed him to the gut. He only did it a handful of times, but there were plenty of opportunities for him to do so. But then again, it's a lot easier said than done, because on the inside, you know, feeling that pressure and the moment and all of that stuff, it can definitely distort perception, which can in turn affect performance. So you might not even be thinking about like, oh shit, let me continue to go to the well and keep doing this until he forces me to do something else. You know what I mean? But there are definitely avenues and routes to get to that body, especially when he's in that high guard. Yeah. But you gotta have balls of steel to be able to take those chances, because you don't want to get countered by something.
Be in boxing news, salute. Yeah, Canelo said Jaime was slow. He said he could see everything coming from him after the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And I don't think it's just a matter of speed, but also with timing too.
Yeah.
When you look at Jaime, the way he was fighting, he was looking to control Canelo. He wasn't looking to set him up. He wasn't looking to trap him. It's like, I'm going to just outwork him. And for the first 3 rounds, man, he was really pushing the pace.
Yeah.
And that's why I was really impressed with the way that Canelo handled himself, because Jaime was letting his hands go. And like Remo said, he was able to regulate the pace and pick his spots. Because the one thing about Canelo, for the most part, over the years, we haven't really seen him turn his upper body movement into offense. Oftentimes, guys will throw shots at him, but then he'll kind of pose afterwards.
Yeah.
But Saturday night, he was slipping and throwing shots like that uppercut that you mentioned. Cass, we don't always see that from Canelo. For the most part, when he's counterpunching, it's out of that high guard trap. He comes forward in the high guard, you throw something, and then he's reactive. It's like a Venus flytrap. It's like soon as you're in proximity, boom, then he fires the left hook. But on Saturday, he did a tremendous job of turning his defense into offense as opposed to just evading shots and looking pretty. I thought he was fantastic with that. And Jaime Munguia, yo, that dude is super tough.
I know. I give him props for the fight.
I give him a lot of props. I don't really think that Canelo was just taking stuff off to try to save him, but also to just manage himself, because that's the one knock that he's had, you know, over his career. If you had to say there was one chink, aside from him being flat-footed, it would be his gas tank.
Yeah.
So I thought he did a great job of managing himself. You also alluded to something else, him standing up in between rounds as opposed to sitting down and getting back up. Like, I think he did a really great job of being as economical as he could with his movement. Also with his footwork, man, I thought he did a fantastic job of just like stepping right out of range, but not cycling. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I didn't expect to see that from him. He was making quick, short, sharp, decisive movements to evade something, but to stay in range. He wasn't just like, all right, I'm gonna just move around laterally, which there's nothing wrong with that, but he did a great job of just moving just enough in spots to make Jaime fall just short with his shots.
Yeah, then he was able to fire right back at him too.
Yup, and get right back to it. Yeah, and he landed some damn good liver shots too, man. There were a couple of shots to the liver in the middle rounds where I'm like, I don't know how Jaime didn't take a knee.
Yeah.
There was one sequence in particular where it was like, it probably lasted about 25, 30 seconds. Jaime had that right elbow glued to his oblique.
I remember that.
He was not trying to let Canelo get back to that liver.
I remember
that. I got to give him a lot of credit for his toughness. I don't feel like it was just Canelo carrying him or taking off the shot. That dude was determined. And another thing I got to give Jaime credit for is this. When he got cracked, a lot of guys get cracked and then they just they look to survive. Jaime got cracked and he kept fighting like he thought he could win the fight.
Yeah,
he kept pressing the issue. I was like, damn, this dude is tough.
Yeah, I give him a lot of credit. I thought he did a good job. Jaime did. Yeah. He didn't just go in and get washed. No way. Ray Patterson. This is Jbt Panel Discussion Day. The link is in the chat. Salute.
So Monster hit the canvas, huh?
Yeah, first round. What was the guy
If
name?
he hit the canvas from Neary, imagine if Tank hits him.
Oh yeah, that could have been bad.
It could have been, but I'll say this though. Monster is a guy that in the past we've seen him deal with adversity. In one fight, he had a broken hand, end up winning.
He had a broken orbital bone one time, didn't he?
Yeah, that was against Nonito Donaire. He had a broken orbital bone, and that's something that a lot of guys they succumb to. They get their orbital bone broke, and then the fight is over. We've seen it with Billy Joe Saunders, with Kell Brook.
Yo, I was getting ready to say him.
Sonny Edwards, if I'm not mistaken. It's just something about that when these guys say, that orbital bone is broke. It's a very sharp pain. You start having double vision, all of that stuff. And this dude, Monster,
it's hard to fight.
He kept hard to fight. He kept fighting with that broken orbital bone. He fought with a broken hand. Today he got knocked down. I'm just like, yo. And he didn't panic. He did not panic.
He kept his cool. Yeah. He came right back and he put Neary down in the second round. He put him down twice, I believe. Then he put him down twice before he stopped him, or was it? I think it was twice.
Yeah, he put him down twice before he stopped him. He put him down in the second, and then I want to say again in the fifth, and then stopped him in the sixth. Yeah.
It was the left Neary got him with.
It amazes me how such little dudes can punch so hard.
Yeah.
It's that placement, man. Placement, accuracy, technique. That's the one thing about Monster too, like timing. Because the first time he dropped Neary, he was on the back foot.
Mm-hmm.
He caught Neary reaching and boom.
Put him reaching, yep.
Short little left hook.
Yeah, Neary was leaning way over there, jumping in there, reaching in there. Monster caught him.
Yeah, he was tremendous this morning, man. He was tremendous. Like when he got hit, when he got dropped, I said, man, that's a great counter by Neary. Neary countered over the top with that overhand left. That was a fantastic shot. But I wasn't overly concerned about Monster for the instant because of the instances that I mentioned prior, like him fighting with a broken hand, fighting with a broken orbital bone. I'm like, yo, this dude Neary, if he's gonna pull it off, he's gonna have to completely stop him. He's gonna have to. Like, I don't think like just knocking him down is enough. He's like one of them dudes you gotta nail him to the damn canvas. Otherwise, he's gonna get up and he's gonna acquit himself.
Yeah. Yep. The Monster got his timing down and everything, and it wasn't too much Neary could do after that. Like after the third round, that was a wrap. Monster started hitting him at will.
At will, he was showboating and everything.
I know.
He's out there.
He was.
I said, man, racking up style points, exhibiting showmanship. Like I was like, man, it was a complete performance from him.
Yeah, he raised his hand to the crowd one time. I think Neary had slipped or something. The referee was wondering about coming in with his head or something. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll tell you one thing. If he keeps winning.
Yeah, that's what he should have done because that was all he could do,
If Monster keeps winning and he gets to 130, that's going to be probably the biggest selling fight in boxing if him and Tank fight at 130.
Yeah. I can't see anybody that can beat him in between here, 22 and 30. I don't. Maybe it's somebody, but I can't. I can't think of anybody. The guy is just complete, man. Tough. And like Ant was saying, man, he can take punishment.
Yep. And he is not a front runner. He's not one of them guys where it's like, as we've seen this morning, it's like he could get off to a bad start and turn things around, and then. The thing that was so impressive, Kaz, speaking to your point that you made, it was the fact that he dominated from 2 to 6 after being dropped in the first. It wasn't like he was like getting whooped on and just landed a clean shot that ended the fight.
No,
he completely just took control of over the fight, and then he didn't get hit with that shot again.
Nope, he sure didn't.
The rest of the fight, I was like, man, this dude is really good. Guys like him and Tank, that's the reason why I think there's so much intrigue surrounding both of them, because you got to really look above and beyond them to find guys that would really, really give them trouble. And it doesn't mean that the guys in their respective weight classes aren't good, because these guys are really, really good. I mean, Luis Neri was 35-1, a two-time champion.
Only one
coming
loss.
into the fight. Coming into the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he can punch himself too. He got a pretty respectable KO ratio. So it wasn't like he was in there with some little guy who couldn't punch himself. That dude can punch as well. And he could box. And we seen the way that he dispatched him. So then now you got to look like, damn, like who at 122 could really give this guy trouble? Who at 126 could really give this guy trouble? So then you got to look all the way up, like, hey, maybe Tank could come down to 130 and fight him.
Yeah.
And I think the same can be said for Tank, where you got to look around, like, man, like who do we really feel like is gonna? Because the thing with both of those guys, the thing that they share in common is that they're really good boxers, and they can box with damn it all of their contemporaries, but who can punch with them?
That's right.
So even if you're on your A game and you're having a really good fight, it only takes one from either one of them to just change the complexion of the fight or end the fight.
And the whole fight around.
How would you see if let's say Loma dropped to 130 and Monster came up to 130?
I don't know, man. That's a really good one. That's a damn good fight.
It is.
That is a damn good fight.
Yeah.
That is a damn good fight.
Because I see that Loma is not.
That would be
he's
good.
Not a full 135. Like he's a small 35, but at 30, at 30, I think he's been at his best. 26, it might be a stretch for him. Was he 35, 36 years old? It might be a stretch to drop down a full. What's that? 11 pounds, 12 pounds, something like that. So to get him at 30, maybe.
That's a good one, Rima. I never thought about that. Yeah. That would be interesting.
And Loma's more willing. They on the same side, and Loma more willing to travel. That's one. And then there's no like struggle for like it having to be pay-per-view.
That would be good. Nobody never mentioned that. It's the first time I ever heard that. Both at top rank.
I think that would be a good fight. The only thing that only pushback I could see to that fight would be Loma's ambitions. Because he wants to be undisputed. And this fight against Kambosos is going to be for the IBF. And then there's the fight between Baranchik and Navarrete. That's going to be taking place soon, and that's also going to be in-house at Top Rank. Yep. And then you still got that WBC belt that Shakur has. That's also in-house at Top Rank.
So Tank the only one with the other belt, right?
Yeah, the WBA. So I think that Loma would probably be trying to, handle some unfinished business at 135.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he don't have much time to try to attempt to do that.
Yeah, we have to wait for Monster to get all the way up there, Who knows when that will be, So I can't see that one.
The way I think that would leverage itself out, I think Loma would probably get the winner of the Navarrete fight if he beats Kambosos. And I think probably if Shakur don't end up signing, they'll probably feed him to Tank. Not feed him in that sense, but let him battle it out, and then that'll be probably Loma's last crack at trying to be undisputed at 35. But I don't see him getting out of there with that belt through Tank or Shakur, if that's the options.
Yeah.
At this point, I think him and Shakur is an entertaining fight. It's a lot of cat and mouse games, but eventually they're gonna have to squabble.
Yeah. Plus they got all them good youngsters at 35 too, coming up. Yeah. River Tyler, Keyshawn. what's the other one from Top Rank? No, from Oscar. William, what's his name?
Zepeda.
Yeah, Zepeda. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about 135? They still got Moritaya too. They got
Moritaya. Yeah.
I tell you, it's the youth movement coming just now, man. It's right. Yeah. It's among us.
They all right there. Yep. 42.
People like it or not, man. Even in the whole sport in totality, like, you know, between the older people, they getting hurt, or they're like choosing who they want to fight, who they don't want to fight, and the young kids just want opportunity, man.
Yeah, they said Bival's gonna fight somebody else now. You know, since what's his name got hurt. I was looking forward to that one.
That's another thing. As guys continuously get hurt out of camp, man, that's just telltale signs that the body's gonna start breaking down.
Yeah, because he's 39, I think, right? Or is he 40? Better be I
don't know. He's up there.
I know he's at least 39.
39, or maybe you got to make some adjustments to his regimen. Have you ever seen him train? His training regimen is ridiculous.
I heard about him.
I was watching his strength and conditioning videos. It's pretty remarkable. It's a little bit above and beyond what you see from most of these guys. Now, I can understand why he's in the condition that he's in at 39. Cause that dude, he works hard, but you got to adjust at some point and prioritize the rest of the recovery.
I was about to say that.
BBO.
Like, when you're older,
what's going on, man?
Yo. When you're a little older, man, them rest days come in key, man.
Hey, man, what you brothers think about this witch hunt going on against Ryan Garcia?
Oh, you mean
I don't even know what to think about it no more, man. To be honest with you, I just think this sport is dirty, man. It's a lot going on.
I haven't been keeping track of it. What you think about it, BBO? I see you put Ryan as innocent. A witch hunt.
It's a witch hunt, man. It's a witch hunt. You know, you got Eddie Hearn, who's a known liar. The hard thing is Ryan's a known liar, so you can't really believe what we say. You know, he lied like a rug. But in this case, I think really Ryan, you know, took a supplement, and you know that stuff that they say is in his blood is in a lot of supplements. Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, man, everything we've seen with Devin Haney, you know, the American Dream is not that guy, man. He's Paulo Malignaggi, blacker and taller. That's it. You know, he's a big black Paulo Malignaggi, and people don't understand that's what it is. And even Paulie himself is starting to say that, like, you know, hey, Devin Haney reminds me a lot of me. So when he told standing toe to toe with Ryan, guess what happened? He go to bed. So when I seen that interview and it looked like Devin Haney ate the old Devin Haney, I said, what the hell is he doing at 140, man? What is he doing at 140, man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big kid, man. I've been saying it, though, but, like, he really, like, he shrinks himself down tremendously. He shrinks down so crazy. It's not even healthy at this point.
Yeah, I saw him on that thing Just Do had on there last week. He was huge, man.
Yeah, man.
Remember? Wow.
The brother can eat, you know?
Yeah, he takes off a lot of weight.
The hard thing is, man, is when you got a great hype man like Bill, it's kind of getting wasted, because I wish a guy like Teofimo Lopez had a guy like Bill Haney, a guy that has the goods, man. Mm-hmm. You know, you got a guy like Devin who's good, but no matter what he do, if he don't learn how to get his defense together, he's gonna get beat up everywhere he goes. He's gonna get beat to death, because he's got to be like Bernard Hopkins. He got to be boring and a point master, and that's what B Hop made a career on. B Hop showed you one of the most boring guys in boxing history. He showed you how to be a great fighter and be boring. You know, you got to make the fight ugly.
But he could do that and win, though.
The only fight I ever seen B Hop look tremendous in is when he hit my guy Oscar with a lucky shot to the liver and injured him. That's the only shot you can ever remember saying, "Wow, B Hop really did something." But other than that,
hold on.
That Trinidad fight wasn't boring. I watched that the other day. he was pretty damn good in that fight.
He totally. It was a one-sided beatdown. He took Trinidad's left hand away.
But
Trinidad had no chance in that fight.
That's strategic versus like boring though. Like
that's what I just said, but that's boring, man. You know that's boring. I mean,
no, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Exciting is like, okay, I'll tell you what exciting is. Exciting is like Tank. Exciting is what Monster Anyway is doing, beating people to death. Or what
I love Tank, but all the Tank's fights aren't necessarily exciting. The outcome, the result is, but everything in between isn't always exciting. I think that he does a great job of putting
hold on. You gotta remember, didn't he punch the man blind? Didn't the man say he was blind?
Yeah, but
that's not exciting.
No, but leading up to that
when
point,
you knock a brother's eyes out and he tell you that he blind, bro.
But
that's the result.
That's the result. Yeah, that was a moment. That was a moment in the space of it. But before that, it was kind of like, it was tedious. It was really just boxing each other. It wasn't really like, it wasn't like a slugfest or nothing crazy. It's just that after a amount of time, Tank usually catches up to you. And if you're tired or you got your hands dropped, he's gonna make you pay, but make you pay tremendously. A little difference.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, maybe boring is the right word, but not a word that fits. You might think it's something. I'm saying something that I'm not, but a lot of the good black slick fighters are boring, but that don't mean they're not spectacular.
Okay, I'll say this one.
When Floyd was fighting his weight, he was spectacular. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm just speaking to coach.
Tank is dynamic. He has dynamic moments. I say that. Rather than saying some people are just boring, Tank has the ability to be dynamic in spots, while other people have to be strategic in others. I say that.
I mean, you can say that, but okay, I'll give you an example. Teofimo Lopez is a fighter I like to watch. What I say he's
Link is in there, coach.
At 40, is he a knockout artist? No. Other than that Jermaine Ortiz fight, where he ran from him, most of T.O.'s fights are pretty good to watch because, it's still a fight. You know what I mean? Like, a thing I'm saying in general is you got to make the fight something that the fans want to see. And I'll just say what I seen Devin Haney fight Regis Prograis, who was begging to get beat to death and he wouldn't end him. It was just like, I made up my mind. This dude is boring, man. It's just it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with saying it. I mean, he's a boring fighter. You wouldn't want to spend your last dollar to see no doggone Devin Haney.
I gotta disagree with that. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Remo as far as a guy being dynamic because I've seen Devin Haney in most of his fights, he lets his hands go far more than Tank does. The only difference is that Tank is dynamic. Like he's got the power to change things like very, very quickly. Like that second round against Ryan Garcia, he only threw 6 punches. 3 of them landed, and 1 of them happened to be a shot that knocked Ryan down, but I wouldn't necessarily call that exciting. The moment itself was exciting, but throughout, it was just like, all right, he's setting the guy up, he's being strategic. He just has the attributes necessary to give us a climactic finish or to just be emphatic. I don't think Devin has that, but I don't think that Devin's fights are boring because he actually lets his hands go.
Yeah, but when he let his hands go, I mean, I'm sure some of us have kids. It reminds you of hearing that squeaky duck toy when he punches. It's like there's no thud, there's no nothing. It's like pit pat, pit pat. I mean, I don't know if you're a fan of amateur boxing. I understand. I can understand why you would like Devin Haney if you're a fan of amateur boxing, but I like the pros. When we come here to beat niggas to death or to win. And if I look at Devin Haney's style, it's very, very, like Gary Russell said years ago, it's very, very amateur. It's a very amateur style. He doesn't fight like he's in the pros. Now, I couldn't say that about B-Hop because B-Hop had a very professional style, even though it was methodical. He took his time, and I used to love how B-Hop was slow to pace, but he still was boring. I mean, it is what it is, man. You could tell by his ticket sales he was boring. I think B-Hop was the only guy.
Not necessarily. I don't think that ticket sales are always a marker because I think that ticket sales are more so a function of marketing and promotion. And it's more important for promoters to understand what they have in their guy. If you got a guy who is a master boxer, I think that you should market him as such. If you have a guy who's a knockout artist, you should market him as such. You go anywhere else in any industry, and things are marketed appropriately. You go to the supermarket, right? You're looking for lettuce, you go to the produce. You don't go to the cereal aisle looking for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you go very specific places to get what you want. And I think that that's part of the trouble that some of these fighters and their handlers fail to realize sometimes.
What you say now?
If you put the names up, I can't see the names. I don't know who's talking.
That's
Ant McQueen, sir. It's Ant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know, this is my brother Ant McQueen. I love this brother. This is the brother who's
attentive Ant.
Hello. He said no. Fred to compete with Michael Jackson. So, so this is a whole different brother right here. So I get what you said. I get what you said, man.
Well,
but I will agree with you on one thing. I will agree with you on one thing. If Devin doesn't fix his defense, he's going to have a very short career.
That's old school, BBO.
I'll tell you this though, Willie. If Ryan can get that taco shell together, I think he might be special. If he can get that taco shell together, I think he should spend some time with James Toney. If he can get with James Toney and James can show him how to use that taco roll a little bit better, I think Ryan would be a bad mofo, man. We talking about maybe he could be a pound for pound fighter. If we can get him to learn how to use that taco roll, it's gonna be nice, man. You know, because
oddly enough, I agree, BVO. I think because I was thinking the same thing. I mean, it's relatively effective. I mean, it keeps him from getting touched up. The last two fights where he's implemented it, you've seen him after the fight. He looked like he wasn't even in a fight. So we can argue about the way it looked. It may not be aesthetically pleasing, but it gets the job done. But here's the most important thing, and this is why I agree with you, especially with him going to see a guy like James Toney. He's got to learn how to transition out of that to being offensive with it. It can't just be a maneuver where you just completely turn your back and then just wait for the ref to step in and break. He's got to learn how to roll with that and then boom, come back with a short little right hand, something like that. And he's got a pretty understated right hand too.
Yeah.
You know, we kept talking about the left hook, but when we seen Devin Haney's face at the end of the fight, what side of his face was swollen? The left side. So what does that mean? His ass was getting hit with right hands. So if Ryan can learn how to roll and boom, turn with that and put a right hand behind it, I think he could definitely turn that into a viable weapon for him. For sure.
And I think James Toney, because James Toney was more offensive than Floyd was out of it. That's why I thought James Toney would be perfect to show him how to come. Because to me, if James Toney wouldn't have ate his way out of decisions, man, he probably, in my opinion, he's one of the most talented fighters to ever live. My man Lights Out. He don't get enough credit because, man, he was a bad dude.
Mm-hmm.
He really was. I think Ryan would be perfect if he can get a guy like Lights Out to just show him how to, like you said, transition out of it, learn how to throw that. Because that right hand is special, man. I think talent-wise, I think Ryan got all the physical tools out of the four kings, man. He's tall, he's strong, power in both hands. Only
Who you consider the four kings now, BVO? What's your four kings? What the four kings you talking about now?
For me, it's still Devin, Tank, Ryan, and Tio.
Okay.
I mean, I know people add that Puerto Rican kid, Shakur, but I think the Puerto Rican got to fight somebody first.
I was going to ask you about Shakur. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I can't wait to Tank beat the tacos out that Puerto Rican, man. I'm tired of him talking. I'm so tired of hearing Shakur talk. Man.
Puerto Ricans don't eat tacos, but you got a point. If you would have said con pollo or con dules or something like that, I would have been with you. You know what I mean? But I hear you.
Yeah,
I agree. To sum it up, the perfect word, Remo said it before, dynamic. Ryan, if you look at him physically, his attributes, he's dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got a thud on him. See, my problem with Devin, I think Devin, with the issue with him is his power and like how big he does get in between the fights. I think he might be capped out success-wise at the 40.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If you take him up one more division where quote unquote he should be comfortable as far as like not having to shrink down or malnourish his body to get down to a weight class. We just said a lot of people wouldn't even be, safe putting him in there with Barrios. So who do you put him in there with? Avila. They said they don't want to see him in there with Speedy Rashidi. So like, what other names that's going to make his legacy that they was fighting for before Grando?
I want to see him in there with Boots, man. I think Devin Haney can get in there. If Devin Haney can get my man Yoel Judah in his corner, because I like how he looked against Ken Bosa's the second time. Like my man was saying, he let them little squeaky duck toy hands go, and that was because of Yoel. And I think if he get in there with his Godfather's trainer, I think he could beat Boots. Because I know a lot of people like Boots, but I think Ryan and Devin got more talent than him.
No, that's blasphemy right there, man.
Who does he beat? Sergey Lipinets? Who does he beat?
But to say that Devin's gonna give him a problem? If Devin
hold on. Just because Devin got his ass kicked, that's a part of boxing. You know Ali got his ass kicked by a guy with 8 fights? Came back and beat his ass? That's part of fighting, man.
You going up another weight class with a heavier puncher than Ryan.
Now who told you that Boots is a heavy puncher?
Ex-Vila.
Vila lost to Speedy Rashidi and they gave it to him. You seen that. Rashidi won that fight.
Yeah, I was talking about the Boots. I said ask him if Boots is a heavy puncher. Ex-Vila.
That's what I'm saying. This the thing is, it's guys look good against cans. And I like Boots, man. I think we all know Virgil Ortiz would stop Boots. But we never got that fight at 147. So my thing is this: until Boots fights somebody with a post, I don't want to hear this Roy Jones talk, because Roy Jones at a young age fought everybody. He got 2 of the biggest wins in boxing history on his resume, fighting B-Hop and James Toney, and beat them both.
But you got to be given the same opportunity.
BBO, you done made somebody come up here. BBO, you done brought somebody out of the chat. Oh, that's old school. He was already up here. I thought you had brought somebody out.
So the eye test tells you nothing with that? I'm just asking.
You know what the eye test tell me? He looks good. He looks good practicing by himself. He look good on the pads. That's what it showed me. Everybody he fought is old and beat to death already. Sergey Lipinets is a 140 pounder. That's his best win.
So you mean to tell me Thomas Delorme didn't have nothing for him, no resistance?
Thomas Delorme hasn't been good in years.
Is that what you telling me, BBO?
I'm telling you about the Thomas Delorme you remember is long gone. He getting people. You know what he doing? He going grocery shopping and getting the damaged goods and putting them in his cart. And because he getting 10% off and knocking them out, all of a sudden that makes him good. He's not even knocking them all out. At least a guy like Xander Zayas or Shushu is starting to knock people out. I don't know what you're seeing. Now, if you're talking about talent that we haven't seen nobody test it, I'm talking about guys like Abdullah Mason. A guy like that, I could say I see it. But with Boots, I think you get the right guy, and they're going to.
Who is Abdullah Mason fought, BBO? Who is Abdullah Mason?
He ain't fought nobody. I'm just saying.
Maybe how can you say he's so good and say because Boots haven't fought nobody, he ain't so good?
Nobody will fight Boots.
That makes sense to me.
He's 19 and Boots is what, 26 with 30-something fights.
Who has he fought though? If you're going by who they fought.
And Boots can't force people to get in the ring with him. Nobody will get in the ring with the kid.
Well, that's not true, Willie, because he could say, I'll take $100,000, I'll take $1 million, I'll fight you. Like Floyd did when he fought Oscar. He took nothing. He took pennies. If you want to be the king, man, you can't ask for nothing. You just got to go up there with your hand out and say whatever it takes to make a fight. Ali did that with Sonny Liston. People don't realize Ali made no money when he fought Sonny Liston the first time. The mob made sure of that. The thing is, and see, people forget about greatness so easily, man. To be great, you got to risk something. And Boots don't want to risk nothing. He want to still make the money he's making. He still want to wear his chains and all that goofy stuff. He's not that guy, man. What's that old mean? Wrong guy, man. He's the wrong guy.
But I don't think he got the opportunity yet to even see that. Like I don't even think he's making a substantial amount of money to say that
he's not.
That. Like he's in a situation where like he don't really have an opportunity to get the names that he wants. So
he made $3 million with that deal he got before. When he signed directly with Showtime, they gave him $3 million.
Hey, BBO, are you a betting man? Are you a betting man?
Oh yeah, I'll bet you anything.
If him and Devin Haney ever fight, I definitely want to see you. We're gonna put something huge on that.
I'm talking like
huge. Real big.
If Yoel Jr. is his trainer, I got $1,000 on Devin Haney.
Okay.
Versus Boots Ennis.
Yeah,
if Yoel is his trainer, because we got to get Bill Haney out the way.
So that's a bet then.
Yeah, we got to get Bill out the way though.
Oh, he got to have a certain trainer. Wait a minute. He got to have a certain trainer.
He can't be working with Bill. I think the problem is Bill.
I don't think Yoel Judah will make a difference.
I seen a difference when he fought Ken Bosis with him. He looked a lot
more. Cam Bosis, come on, man. You just talking about Boots didn't fight nobody. You gonna sit up there and say Cam Bosis? Come on,
hold on.
Come on, man. You gonna say Boots ain't fighting nobody? You gonna sit up there and say Cam Bosis? Come on, man. Stop it.
Cam Bosis beat Teofimo Lopez.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
He beat Teofimo Lopez.
You got to do better than. Man, stop it, man.
So he beat the undisputed champion. That don't count.
No, not him. He just had a really good night.
He beat an undisputed champion. What are you talking about?
BBO, stop the nonsense, man.
I'm not starting on. I'm telling you the truth.
When you said Cam Bosis, you lost me, man. Cam Bosis. Come on, man.
Can I ask you a question?
Does he not have every... They're going to say Cam Bosis.
Cam Bosis is a C- fighter, bro.
Not even C level, D level.
He got every belt that you can have at 135.
If you're going to say Boots haven't fought nobody, you cannot use Cam Bosis for an example for Devin Haney. No, I ain't letting you do that, man.
Hold on. Cam Bosis fought Devin Haney and fought Teofimo Lopez.
We talking about Devin Haney.
Yeah, and Teofimo took freaking Cam Bosis lightly and didn't hardly train for the man. We see what happened.
Boots didn't fight nobody. You cannot use Cam Bosis. Come on, man.
Cam Bosis fought Devin Haney and he fought Teofimo Lopez. What are we talking about?
Who is Cam Bosis?
He's about to fight Lomachenko. He's about to fight Lomachenko next.
And he's about to get his
and Loma's going to wipe the floor with him.
Yes. Come on, man.
Old ass Loma's going to beat that dude up.
You do not get to say Boots ain't fight nobody, then use Cam Bosis for an example for Devin Haney. Stop it, man.
So beating Teo ain't a big deal? So you serious? The guy that just
no, it's not a big deal.
It was a great night. It was the best night of his life. All the stars in line, the moon.
We had never even heard of Cam Bosis before that.
I'm a Teo fan. Did you ever hear of Spinks, Leon Spinks, before he beat Ali?
Right.
You're not going to use Cam Bosis for no example that Devin Haney beat and say Boots ain't fought nobody. No, you can't do that, man.
My Lord.
You can't do that. No. You got to come up with somebody better than Cam Bosis, BBO. You just do. I'm sorry. You just do, man.
Look.
You said Boots ain't fought nobody. They're going to use Cam Bosis for example for Devin. Stop it, man.
Teo went into that Cam Bosis fight thinking he had a sucker on the line. Yeah. And what happened? He didn't train for the freaking man. He barely trained. And you see what happened. He got beat. Only because he didn't train for that dude.
Come on, man. I can't even believe you said that, Cam Bosis.
Hold on, this is the thing that
Cam Bosis is nobody, man.
Cam Bosis.
Watch what Cam Bosis fights Loma, bro. You were gonna see the difference.
He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose.
Of course, he's gonna lose.
What? He's fighting the tough fight. Boots won't even do that. Name somebody on Boots' record that's better than Teofimo Lopez. Name one guy.
I'm telling you to name somebody better than you. The one said Boots haven't fought nobody. I didn't say Devin haven't fought nobody, but you don't get to use Cam Bosis as no example. That's what I'm saying. I ain't got the name.
I like how you did that. You
did
a smart guy, and you my brother, and I love you. But you're not gonna get away with that.
I didn't say Boots hadn't. You the one talking about Boots didn't fight nobody. Then you're gonna use Cam Bosis.
No, I'm talking about you saying Cam Bosis is nobody. Cam Bosis is a former undisputed champion. What are you talking about?
Man, I'm telling you, he had a great dnight, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, Jermaine. Didn't Jermaine tell her have a great night versus D-Hop?
All right, other than that win.
Former unified champion, he wasn't undisputed. He didn't have the WBC.
No, he was undisputed, man. Stop doing that.
Man. Put it in the chat.
We don't get to deal with technicalities and semantics here. He should have been, but he wasn't.
So if that was the case, how did he lose to Devin for undisputed if he was undisputed already?
2 times. He was never undisputed, man.
Devin had a franchise. Devin had a regular belt.
Bosis never had the WBC belt.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Because when Loma beat Luke Campbell, he became a WBC champion. What are we talking about? unified.
Kambosos didn't beat Loma. What are you talking about? Kambosos
no,
didn't beat
I said I meant to say Loma. When Loma beat Luke Campbell, that was for the WBC title that Mikey got.
But when was Kambosos undisputed though? We talking about can you say he was undisputed champion when? When? In what lifetime?
Kambosos was unified champion, just like Tia was. Loma dropped the WBC to Devin Haney and took a damn franchise belt so he could avoid Devin Haney.
You got to come with facts.
Let me put my Haney-ite cap on real quick. I don't believe that Loma dropped the WBC to avoid Devin Haney. I think it was to make a move to get that IBF belt from Tio. And with the WBC acquiescing and granting him the franchise title, he assumed that would be enough for him to be undisputed. I got the WBC franchise, the WBA, and the WBO. Now let me get the IBF. Now,
thank you, Coach.
WBC,
the Buster Douglas night against Tio. That's all.
They created some confusion. Was when they were going back and forth as to whether or not the franchise title would be transferable. That's where Suleiman messed up. It's like you can't keep coming up with different rules and picking and choosing when to enforce certain rules. And that's where all of the confusion came from.
Talk about it.
When Boots and Devin fight, we gonna bet BVO. I don't care if he got Customato for his trade. He ain't beating no Boots. You name the bet.
My guy Cass Sports said he could have the ghost of Angelo Dundee and Ray Arcel.
And Customato. And Emmanuel Stewart. Devin Haney is not beating Boots. No way. Because he beat George Kambosos. Come on, man.
We need guys like DVO, though, man. Guys that have different opinions that'll stir the pot.
Good narrative, though. Good narrative.
Yeah,
I like it.
He definitely stirred my pot on that one. He said Boots ain't important, but they ain't gonna bring up Devin beat George Kambosos. Come on, man.
Cass is not trying to hear it. That is not.
No, I'm having one of my put it in the chat moments. One of my put it in the chat
viable
moments.
Option right
Hold on. Cass. Hold on. You talking about the Asiatic black man is bringing you facts. You don't like him? I got an alternative view because I'm giving you the truth.
Tell me when George Kambosos was undisputed then.
He was undisputed when he beat Tio, who was undisputed. What are we
Tio
talking about?
Tio wasn't undisputed.
Yes, he was. Why are you saying he's not undisputed?
How?
Hold on, this ambulance is going by. It might be Devin Haney in it. 1 second.
Hardcore boxing news.
But listen, Tio was undisputed because the true lineage of that belt that came from Mikey Garcia that he vacated when he fought Errol Spence, that belt was vacated. Loma fought Luke Campbell, beat him. He's a champion. So then he unified with his
Mikey
3 belts.
Garcia. What are you talking about? Mikey Garcia was.
Yes,
wasn't he in the weight class when all this happened?
Hold on, you're not listening. That belt that was vacated was from Mikey Garcia. So you ain't up on your boxing history. You can't do this with me.
Mikey Garcia.
That's where that WC belt. That's why that belt was.
What, 135?
At 135, that belt was from Mikey Garcia. When he vacated to fight Errol Spence, that's why that belt was vacated. And
who got it, Tio?
No, Lomachenko. Let me give it to you. I'm gonna teach you real quick. And
I'm trying to figure out when George Kambosos was undisputed, though.
Let me finish. I'm explaining the lineage of the belt real quick if you let me. Now listen.
You can't because he wasn't undisputed, bro.
I'm trying to explain it to you.
You ain't got time to waste. You wasting time.
I'm not wasting time. I'm telling you the truth, man.
Explain it then.
I every time I do, you say you don't explain
because you wasting time.
Loma had the belt. Loma had the belt. Loma wanted to unify with Teofimo Lopez for undisputed. So that's what he did. The only reason why y'all say that was a champion is because the Zone was using that Mickey Mouse belt as the way to market Devin Haney. He was never the WBC champion. That was a Mickey Mouse belt. When I heard the man who makes the belt, Mauricio Suleiman, say Devin's our pride champion, you should respect Teofimo and Kambosos as undisputed. That's what Mauricio Suleiman said, the most fair guy in boxing.
Coach, what you got to say, Coach? Go ahead, Coach.
Well, you know what?
Now you got time for nonsense. Man.
I wasn't so up on all the technicalities of whether he was undisputed or not. I couldn't follow it all. It all got too confusing for me, man.
Yeah.
I don't think it really mattered, though. You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I'm just here, man. I just jumped in, listening to y'all, man. I'm late to the party, man. I tuned in late, man. Just hearing what y'all talking about. Want to jump on, hang out, and and shout out BVO, man. I didn't know you was giving away free money, man. Talking about Haney over Boots, bro.
Then they gonna mention Devin B. Cambosos.
Well, you know, listen, man. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna sleep on Haney. I'm not coming down on him hard. I'm not selling him out. I'm not saying he should retire. He a damn good boxer. He's a hell of a boxer. He just better not get in there with Boots.
That's all.
Gentlemen, may I interject real quick? Boxtorian, if you will, in the chat, I posted the box rec for that event. Well, for
Which
that
event
bout.
is that?
This
Which
is
one?
Cambosos versus Teofimo Lopez.
Right.
And it lists the belts that were on the line that night. So if you will, you know, there you go. There's some proof. I'm not sure if the preponderance of evidence is strong enough to sway my guy BVO, but as it states, if you would like to click on that yourself and take a look at it, it tells you what belts were on the line. And, you know, I wear glasses.
Yeah.
But from what I can see, there's no WBC listed there.
Yeah, I ain't got to click on it because I already know that, Ed. I already
know
that.
The franchise belt, man. That was the belt.
But it wasn't listed, though. It's not listed. We could play the technicality game and semantic should have been because of lineage, but the belt itself was not on the line.
Yeah, because you said prior to that, well, Mauricio said that belt wasn't transferable.
All I know is this, man. I get what Anna's doing. He's trying to take away this young man's accomplishment, what Tio and Cambosos did. It's sickening to watch him do it, but that's what people do, man. People love to take somebody's accomplishments and
Oh no, not at all. I would love to give him full credit. Listen, if there's anything that I do, you know, I try to pattern myself after the good brother KB. You may also know him as Just Do at 4 p.m. Yeah. And I myself, I like to give people Just Do because then, you know, it brings up the value. It brings up the value of not only these fighters, but also these events. Who wants to see one-sided matchups? No, we got to build both of these guys up to make the stakes a little bit more interesting. Now, in that case, also, it does nothing for me to take anything away from him. He's very accomplished. Yeah. Unified. That's a tremendous feat. But he was not undisputed. We got to call it what it is. He just he should have.
I don't know my boxing.
Don't blame me. Blame Mauricio Sulaiman.
No, I
get the most fair man in boxing.
I get what you're saying. So you're telling me if
Sulaiman
had waves in the
undisputed, not me, bro. I didn't do it. Blame Mauricio.
Yeah.
If Mauricio would have made that belt transferable,
I don't blame anybody. At the end of the day, they've been doing this stuff for many years. The great fighters, man. You got to remember, they didn't give Willie Pep a shot for many years. They didn't give my man the Mongoose a shot for many years. They play games in boxing. They've been doing this since the beginning of time. And all you doing is showing us those stupid boxing games they've been playing for hundreds of years, man. So it's okay.
I'm trying to play that game.
Play that game you like to play, man. I get it, man. They did the same thing.
Hey, man.
To the Mongoose,
Marvin Hagler.
Willie Pep. That's what they do.
Marvin Hagler had to fight 50 fights before he got a title shot. You know, we're seeing it right now with the great Boots Ennis. You know, he's got 31 fights.
No, he got a belt now.
He got a belt now, but he couldn't earn it in the ring because people were playing games with him.
Shit, Ray Robinson and Jake LaMotta fought each other 5 times because both of them couldn't get a shot at the championship. That's why they fought each other 5 times at 147 before they fought at 160. Because Ray Robinson had mad fights on. I don't know the exact number, but he had mad fights on this belt before he had a championship. Is Tio the king in your eyes, BBO?
No, Cambosos
The king of what?
you saying? No, I'm saying you saying you favor Tio. So in those lineages of 4, you think that he's the number 1 guy at the 4 that you would say is up there?
I would say he's the number 2 guy up there.
Who's your number 1?
I would.
Or list them for.
For me, off what I've seen, Tank, I would put number 1. Number 2, I will put T.O. Number 3, I'll put former unified champion Devin Haney. And number 4, I'll put former civil WBC champion Ryan Garcia as the 4th.
I just think former undisputed, not unified, undisputed.
Oh, we mixing
Haney
words
was undisputed,
now.
Man.
We mixing words now. My bad.
Listen, man. I want to give that man his full props because he was fully undisputed, man. He did that. He did that shit.
I mean, do you count that belt that he got via email or?
I'm not gonna say that, man, because that's classic. I'm not gonna say an email belt. I'll say he got the belt delivered to him, but I won't say it's an email belt. That's disrespectful to what he's done. But the belt that he got delivered to him, I would say, at the end of the day, I'll put like this. You seen, actually, out of all of them, I'll take that back. I got to put Ryan up and put Devin. Devin is probably the last guy when I think about it, because I just forgot Ryan just beat him to death. I just think for what T.O. is, I think Tank is a tough style for him. A boxer puncher is always tough for a counter puncher because T.O. struggles on the front foot. And that's the only reason why I think he would have a hard time with Tank. I mean, can he beat Tank? I'm sure he'll beat Tank 7 out of 10 times, but I think Tank is a little bit better.
What?
I think Tank's a little bit better.
But you still got to beat Tank 7 times?
It depends on how they do on the lights. I'm talking about if they were like in the gym sparring, I could see T.O. wrecking Tank, because we all seen the footage where Tank was crying. You hitting too hard, you hitting behind the head. I just think.
No, we seen a video of Tank walking through him, and his pops like, "Oh, move over." I don't know if we seen the same tape.
I mean, your tape might have been a dub. I seen the original tape. I don't know, but I say this, man. Either way it go, the fight to see to me is T.O. versus Tank. Honduras versus whatever Tank is, Charm City. They should fight in Baltimore. I think it'll be a big fight. I would love to see him fight outside Oreo Stadium. To be honest, I would love to see them guys fight outside. I think Tank is a big deal. I mean, if you look at Tank's resume, it only gets better, man. Look at Mario Barrios. Look at Rolando. Look at Cruz. I mean, his resume is better than people give him credit for. I'm not even a Tank fan. I just know that you got to get a guy credit where credit's due.
He's one of the biggest drawers in boxing. I think he's a big deal.
I mean, if you stand next to Floyd
Mayweather,
is a
big deal.
You're gonna do that. And when you stand next to Floyd Mayweather, you're gonna do that. But a guy like T.O. is like myself, a guy from the bottom. You know, he made his own name. He didn't have no big homies like Tank did. He became undisputed, went up and fought the baddest dude in the world.
T.O. wasn't undisputed. Were you just listening? We just proved he was never undisputed.
That's your opinion, Cash. I'm telling you what the fact is.
That's not no opinion. That's fact. That ain't no opinion. That's fact. It's in black and white. The man just showed it to you. Oh, you didn't look at it? That ain't no opinion. That's fact.
I mean, the colors on the internet.
So what makes that story keep giving
red, black, and white?
What makes what?
Black and white.
Go ahead.
What makes what? What was the question?
I didn't hear what you said.
T.O. wasn't no undisputed, man. I thought you agreed to that.
Man. So what was he fighting Lomachenko for then? What was he fighting Lomachenko for?
It wasn't for no WBC.
I think WBC bet on his arm when he won the belts. What are we talking about?
Never mind.
Okay.
So you get ready to get blocked now because you start.
I'm gonna get blocked. Wow.
We're talking nonsense.
You gonna block
because we're having a conversation? The man wasn't undisputed, man. Come on now.
Hey man.
We gotta deal in facts, man. Facts.
You are dealing in facts.
You can't just say what you want to say and make it so.
What I do is, can you put your email in the private chat and I'll send you the information I got that'll show you different.
I don't need it because I know it wasn't undisputed. I don't need it.
Okay. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I thought you had agreed to that, man. What Tio was never undisputed.
But BVO, you mean standing next to Floyd Mayweather makes you a star like Jalen Love, huh? No disrespect to Jalen Love. No disrespect.
I gotta be careful what I say, man. I don't want to get blocked, you know. I gotta be careful what I say.
Because you talking nonsense, man. You gotta talk facts.
You BVO. You
Only
said
black
that,
it's
solely a matter of standing next to Floyd Mayweather.
Huh?
Yeah.
I said.
You said what?
You said that it was solely a matter of standing next to Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
you know, so
man. Stop it.
Well, that's a little bit too. What if I said it like I wasn't saying it? I didn't mean it that simplistically. What I basically mean is when you stand next to Floyd Mayweather and you got the talent that Tank got, you gonna blow up. And what Tank has done, I'm telling you, what Tank has done is no easy feat.
I've noticed the operative word there, BVO, and.
What?
So it's definitely not just add water and poof. Now you got something.
So
I'm just glad that we've gotten there. I'm glad we got there. We arrived at that conclusion. Because from what you were saying, bro, I deduced something completely different. That it was just solely a matter of him standing next to Floyd Mayweather. You know, similar to other TMT fighters like Rolly Romero, Jalen Love, and a host of others. That and I mean this is no disrespect to them whatsoever. Because I respect all fighters. But when we are talking about the business of star making, if it were that simple, I'm pretty sure that Floyd would have a whole stable of guys running around TMT and they'd just be absolutely just running boxing and selling out arenas and headlining major pay-per-view events, but that isn't so. So
I wonder what it is with Floyd, man. Certain people, like for example, Tank, he made Tank a hell of a lot of money, pushed him, got him in fights, got him big money for low-level competition. And then you got dudes like Mickey Bay, who he just had on the shelf for years. And he did that to several fighters. Like I don't know what they're doing over there, man. I don't understand it.
Well, apparently, Coach Tommy, all you got to do is stand next to Floyd Mayweather, and you won't be on the shelf, but you will be a commercially viable and big-time star, face of boxing.
He had Richard Hitchens on the shelf.
He had Hitchens on the shelf too. He had Hitchens on the shelf, wrapped up, chilling, doing nothing.
Nah, you gotta stand next to him. That's it. You just stand next to him, and the next thing you know, you just blow up. You're in another stratosphere, according to my guy, BVO. That's all you gotta do. Just stand next to Floyd, and your life just changes like that.
He's gone, man. That reminds me of
Cass, why you kick him?
I don't tolerate no bunch of this ain't the hangout or just do a rise. This is Cass Sports. I don't tolerate no bunch of nonsense.
Man, look, you can't talk to people when they don't listen. Cambosis, Loma, and freaking Tio were all unified champions. They were not undisputed.
They wasn't undisputed. He's still talking that nonsense.
That's why Tio cut so much flack when he got up on stage with his belts with freaking Canelo, and Canelo's undisputed, and Tio's not undisputed.
Tio been talking this undisputed shit forever. Now he talking about he undisputed at 140 because he beat Josh Taylor. The last one, he's nuts, man.
Well, those are the semantics right there, man. Like, all right, I beat a guy who used to be undisputed. No, you beat a former undisputed champion, but you didn't alleviate him of his title, so therefore
exactly.
you don't become undisputed by osmosis.
Yeah.
By proxy. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Tio was my guy,
had been in possession of those titles the moment you beat him in order to become undisputed. But of course, we're talking about lineage and Mikey Garcia originally having the WBC belt and so on and so forth. But, it is what it is. I saw the angle, man. And I respect the attempt.
Yeah.
Yo, when I'm talking about Cambosis, man, if I go back to Cambosis, I said this many times and people came down on me. But if you look at Cambosis and Buster Douglas, these are two examples of the statement I say all the time. There's the difference between an A-level fighter and a B-level fighter is not as great as we think, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, man. If that A-level fight is just a little bit off, you just another B fighter. You just another B fighter. That's how Tio lost to Kambosos and how Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. Hard work
but
beats
I might
talent
have
when
to say,
talent don't work hard.
Buster, it wasn't that Buster wasn't skilled. Buster was highly skilled. Buster's problem was he couldn't get off his lazy ass and he couldn't quit eating, just like Riddick Bowe. Look, Riddick Bowe was my guy back in the day.
That was
Him
my
and
dude.
Evander were my top two, Bowe being number one.
Me
But
too.
Bowe couldn't get off his ass. Even his trainer said once Bowe got a title, Bowe started eating like a damn like a garbage truck.
Yeah, man. Bo was that guy. Buster Douglas was skilled. I'm not saying he wasn't skilled, but he was never a A-level fighter to me. I could say he maybe now I could call him an A-level fighter off of that one win over Tyson, maybe.
Look,
but that William goes back to that statement again. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. Riddick Bowe's example of talent that didn't work hard, man. That was my guy too.
Look, I told my cousin
and to Williams' point, that I think that the same could be said for a lot of these guys, maybe Buster Douglas included. You know, we probably seen Buster Douglas at his apex when he combined hard work with his ability and his talents. And on that night, it was enough to get him through. But the thing is, you got to do that repeatedly on a fight-to-fight basis to be at the top, not just on one night or just for one camp.
Yeah.
Buster had lost his will to train. And when his mama was passing away, he made his mama up. He made her a promise that he was going to take the title home. So Buster, I knew that was one of the big upset bets I made in my entire freaking life. And I told my cousin, who argued with me repeatedly, that Tyson was going to bulldoze him. And I said, bro, I don't know about that. I said, his mama died. He is working his ass off from all the reports I'm hearing. And I said, that's something Buster hasn't done in a long damn time. I said, I got a damn good feeling that he's going to come in and win this fight. So me and my cousin placed a little $20 bet, which was a fortune for me back then. We were young. And sure enough, he came in there and did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He looked good. He was trim. He was up on his toes. That man boxed his ass off that day.
Yeah, he did.
After that, he went right back to eating, being lazy, and you see what Holyfield did him.
Yeah, Holyfield slipped that uppercut and landed the most beautiful right hand I might have ever seen.
Yep, one of the best.
He slipped the uppercut and came right back. Boom!
Well, it was that push and pull. You stepped in range and then hopped out of range and then caught him at the end of the punch. But I'll say this also. One thing that has to be taken into consideration with some of these fights when we review, like, it wasn't an absolute ass whooping handed to Teofimo Lopez at the hands of George Kambosos. You got to remember, Kambosos also got dropped in that fight.
Which fight?
He won by split decision. The fight that he had with Teofimo Lopez.
Oh, and McQueen dropped out. He dropped out by accident, I think.
Yo. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was saying it wasn't like Tio just got his ass whooped in that fight. That was a split decision.
Yes.
And Tio actually dropped Kambosos in that fight too. So even on his best night, it wasn't like he had a clear victory, like it was a landslide.
Problem was, Tio lost a bunch of rounds in the early part of the fight. And by the time he got his shit together, it was towards the end of the fight. And he had already lost too many rounds.
And his lung was about to explode. We forgot about that. Now, he did have something wrong with. He had something wrong with him.
No, he did. He had like some sort of respiratory issue. That was actually confirmed by reports. But even so, he dropped Kambosos once officially, and there was another time that he dropped in, I believe it was called a slip. Kambosos won that fight by the skin of his teeth. It wasn't like he went out there and just flat out dominated him. Similar circumstance with Mike Tyson. Now, I think that Buster Douglas's win was a little bit more definitive, but we also got to remember, Buster Douglas got dropped in that fight, and it was a long ass count. Long time.
Yeah, that 14-second count.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's face it. If Teal
was
would have freaking trained for that fight, he'd have beat Cambose's ass.
Easy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. I do not like Cambosis at all, man. I don't like the way he acts. I don't like the comments he make. I don't like nothing about that dude.
Devin Haney can definitely come back from his loss, but he has to fix his defense, bro. This shit, he's kicked this can down the road for years with his defense. I don't know why his father hasn't fixed the problem, or if his father knows how to fix the problem. And if he doesn't, he needs to get out the way and get somebody in there who knows how to fix the problem.
You know what I think it is too? Devin's style, and I'm not original with this. A friend of mine said this to me. It made perfect sense. But he said Devin's style favors fighting shorter fighters because he, 5'9" at 135. You find a bunch of dudes that's 5'5", 5'6", 5'4". So you're able to get away with having the lead hand down and pulling back and then countering. You could get away with that with them little dudes. With Ryan, he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that. He had the length and the speed. He couldn't do that.
Yep. You look at a lot of those matches that were made, and I was talking about that probably last week in the hangout with them guys. Like, the matchmaking was extremely favorable. Not just from a talent standpoint, because I don't want to make it seem like he was fighting a bunch of cans, but to what you just alluded to, the dimensions definitely favored him. He had a sizable advantage in most of those fights in height and reach. And not just keeping the lead hand low, but also that right hand, keeping that right hand tucked underneath the chin, not tucking your chin behind the shoulder. It's quite a few things that he was able to get away with those smaller guys. But you got a guy who's got
I'll tell you what, if Ryan completely dedicates himself from here on out, there's going to be a lot of dudes having issues fighting this dude.
Man, that's hard, man. If I invented a tiny little radio that fit up a bird's ass, I'll be rich, man. We have music in the air. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. Yeah, if Ryan could be dedicated, if Ryan could be 50% dedicated, man, he'll be a danger in that 147-pound division. He'll be a threat to
his
anybody,
hand
man.
speed and his power, it just amazes me.
Yeah.
If he would just dedicate himself, dude, imagine how good that kid could be.
Yeah, man. If he halfway dedicates him, just halfway. Give me just dedicate yourself during training camp. Go fuck off the rest of the year. Dedicate yourself in that training camp, man. He can't even do that right. And I think he only played 5 weeks for Devin.
That's all? Wow.
Yeah, 5 weeks. Biggest fight of his life.
Well, I'm out, Cass. I gotta go run and go cash a check and shit like that.
Yeah, we gotta get ready to get out of here. It's time for Just Do Anyway.
All right, peace out, people.
Bye, guys.
Appreciate everybody.
Peace, gents.
Yeah. Okay. That's Cass Sports for today. And yeah. I mean, I deal in facts over here. You don't get to come in here and make up shit and then think you're gonna sit there and keep repeating the bullshit. And if I keep my little 8 to 10 supporters, I don't care. I ain't do this to get rich or hundreds of thousands of supporters, okay? So, whatever, the dude is history. Go somewhere else with that dumb shit. And I didn't block him because of disagree with him. I blocked him because he was wrong and he keep on talking the same stupid shit. And I'm not like my brother chats where I don't tolerate a whole bunch of dumb shit, okay? So everybody have a good day.